Sit, turn type, sit. Good boy. Ruff. Ho, ho, ho. No, I'm not Santa Claus. I just saw 3 prostitutes walk past me. Hey girls. Hi, Mike. What's going on?
Hey, how you doing?
It's the holiday season. Does it feel like the holiday season for you? Does it feel festive for you?
Yes, it does. It's hitting me in the face very hard every day.
I wonder what that alludes to, sir.
When you wake up and you go to the bathroom and Buddy the Elf is staring at you.
Oh, you get get that glare.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I know what you mean. When I'm in my house, the ladies of my house, they tend to no, not the hookers. That's the real ladies that walk in my house. When they get very festive. So all of a sudden, and then it becomes my responsibility to make sure that everything is like put in order in place. It almost looks like Santa's playhouse went ghetto and just blew up in my house.
Interesting visual.
Yeah, it's that's why I don't bring people over anymore.
over for the holidays.
Exactly, I have to keep them away. But as you can see, I have my Santa hat on. I should put on my other hat, which is more comfortable. Hold on, wait. This one more feasible. Yeah, so this one actually works better for me. There we go. Yeah.
Sort of fits with the theme of the holidays.
Yeah, this is more my lane and such. But that and the fact that, guys, I just went. Well, see if you guys see.
Oh,
I went and got myself for Christmas. The WWE shop has these. I think these the CM Punk they have, and then they had a Cody's like this, and I was like, "Oh, they look awesome." And it's heavy too. So if you get the chance, guys, I'm not doing any promotion at WWE shop. We're not getting paid or anything or whatever. But if you like them, check it out. Especially when you get them on the Monday deals when it's sales. Try that.
Right. I mean, if you want to support us, we have tpublic.com.
Exactly. That's what. Thank you, Mike. Check out our site at tpublic.com. Look up New York Wrestle Media. We have our stuff, our merch there, and I'm going to be putting up about 2 or 3 more graphics up there soon. That's gonna be pretty cool as well. I actually have I bought 2 of the shirts recently just to do they were prototypes, and they're actually they look really, really good. So you guys are gonna be seeing them up really, really soon as well. So thanks, Mike. So
yeah, well, I showed you the 2 shirts I got the other day.
Yes,
the New York Wrestle University shirt and the Havoc shirt.
So the Havoc one, as a matter of fact, I have to change that University one. I think I have to change it. I have to check again. But no, actually that one's right. That's the good one. But the New York Wrestle Media Havoc shirt is actually for a show that I'm looking to put up soon enough once these wrestling games start coming out, like Wrestle Code or Ultra Pro comes out. I'm ready to launch a series on that. But it's a good graphic. I like the way that it came out. So yeah, I even have an intro and everything is ridiculous. But speaking of intros, so once again, Under the Ring Apron, guys, this is where I take Mike down memory lane, and he goes down.
Jesus, yeah, memories, not memories, memories.
He goes down a road in which he's never gone down before, unless I took him there. Wink, wink, holla, holla.
Yeah, I think it's best described as you dragging me while I'm kicking and screaming for help.
Yes, that's pretty much what we're doing. So this episode of Under the Ring Apron, we go back to a Stern look, wrestling and wrestlers on the Howard Stern show.
God, you're killing me with these puns.
So this week we have I have a choice for you. You have Bret Hart, you have the Giant Paul White, and you have Sable.
I already know what's going to happen with Sable, so I'm going to go. Let's go Bret Hart.
Bret Hart, interesting. Okay,
Because I know what Howard's going to be looking at for Sable, and I don't want to watch 45 minutes of that.
You're not in the mood for that?
Nah, and I can hear it just so you can know.
All right, so give me a sec. Let me just pull this up. Yeah, because it is the holiest of days, and Mike doesn't want to be involved in any titillating action. If you know what I mean.
I think it's just I don't want to hear from Mr. Howard Stern.
Oh, okay. So let me know if you hear this. If you can hear this.
Oh yeah, I hear it.
Okay, good. Let me see if I can just lower it down. Okay, a little bit more because it is blaring. All right, so this is Bret Hart coming into studio.
So Bret, why don't we start off? Why don't you introduce yourself and then just kind of explain what you're doing down here on the Stern Show today?
What am I doing out here on the Stern Show? I'm here to promote a CD, a collection of songs that have been based on the documentary that I did. It was actually some Gemini work in Canada. And
by the way, love that jersey.
I just talk about any questions that Howard Stern wants to ask me.
Like, what are you expecting today? What do you expect when you come here?
Embrace myself for any and all things. I feel like I'm going down into the basement to sort of like going down with my dad.
What do you mean by that?
And it's like I can go down and my dad has a basement where he's got a torture chamber, like a dungeon where you go in there, and sometimes like when you're taking your laundry downstairs, you go down there and you can just do laundry and not get messed with, and then sometimes you got to go down there.
This to you, and you know how much I love this man. It's well known that he's always in my top 5. He's mostly number 1, always in my favorite wrestlers of all time, best wrestlers of all time. But if there's a way that Bret could talk about his father, sure enough, he'll find a way to talk about his father.
I mean, I was very thrown off. I'm already thrown off by this because very nonchalant Bret doesn't. He looks like he's there by force. Doesn't want to be there, like kind of like me. But but the CD, he just sounded very confused. Like I'm here for a CD.
Yeah, he says for a documentary which I won a Gemini award in Canada. I was like, a what? What is that? What is that? Yeah, so Bret always could find a way to make it about his family and his dad.
What do you mean by that?
And it's like I can go down and my dad has a basement where he's got a torture chamber, like a dungeon where you go in there, and sometimes like when you're taking your laundry downstairs, you can go down there and you can just do laundry and not get messed with, and then sometimes you got to go down there and you take your laundry, and next thing you end up on the mat where your dad, or my dad anyway, would torture the shit out of me.
Oh, really? So you feel that this is kind of the same as you?
This could be a heaven and hell experience.
So have you ever seen video of the whole Hart dungeon and stuff?
I've seen many clips of it. Old school, new school stuff. Very much, pretty much like a basement with just a ring mat on the floor and nothing on the walls, the ceiling, just regular old basement, really.
But it just the premise of it alone. It's like Stu was an asshole.
But it's also the thing is like this is the famous dungeon that produces the best wrestlers in the world.
But all he did was sit there and put motherfuckers in holds that really weren't needed for wrestling. I mean, like, come on, they're stretching you for what? I mean, you're not really doing these moves for submission, but he was there like being a real asshole to these guys. I guess the premise was, to see how tough you were.
Well, that's what I was gonna say. I'm like, I think how tough you are and how serious you are to wrestling.
I don't know. Like I said, it just proved to me that Stu Hart was an asshole.
Because I mean, if you and me were stupid enough to go down there and get a little stretchy, but we'd be tapping out 5 minutes saying, you know what, fuck this. I'm not doing an hour of this.
Well, I remember Jericho had once told a story that he was like one of the last guys to go in the dungeon when it was like a group of guys, and like all he heard and saw was guys screaming and yelling and running out of the fucking house. Like, it was it's like,
and like they described like wrestlers, or I wouldn't say wrestlers, but guys of all different shapes and sizes, like big guys, small guys. Like it wasn't just like a normal sized people. It was just, I mean,
but Mark
like,
Henry came out of there. He was one of the last guys to come out of there.
yeah. And can you imagine that old man stretching him and putting his arms behind his back?
Yeah, man. This, like I said, this is just fucking Stu being a dick.
Yeah. I will say, like, I'm trying to look at that jersey. Like, it just looks like a Michael Myers themed jersey, but that's probably not what it is.
It was the Calgary Hitmen. I think they were a minor league club. I think they were. I've seen it around. I've been trying to find one of the jerseys. Maybe there's somebody will have it on eBay or such. But they had that variation, and they had the black, pink, and white one as well. So I'm gonna see if I can find that shit.
Because I've seen Bret wear hockey jerseys like these before, like different brands. Like nothing like over here, but a lot of Canadian themed.
Yeah, I'm definitely gonna look that up.
Mm-hmm.
Something very amusing. It could be having some fun at somebody else's expense, or it could be at my expense, or who knows.
But you're prepared for it all.
Yeah. I'm unafraid of anything.
What's your deal again? Tell me what your name is.
Oh, my name is Robert. Don't worry.
Good, man. And you're a big Bret Hart fan?
Yeah, I've been following him since 1988, back when he was in WWE. Back when he was just with, the Hart, when he was with the Hart Foundation,
What's it going to be like when you meet him?
Oh, by the way, I want to ask you a question. Like, so what year is this?
This is, I'm going to say, I believe it's 01, I believe, or maybe, yeah, it's about 01.
Mm-hmm.
Let me just get a quick reference. What year could it be? Because I believe it's 01, but 1988. So that's a fan. That's a fan right there. He does have the qualifications of what a wrestling fan looks like. I mean, we all come in shapes and sizes, but yeah, that is pretty much what we usually see in our
big fan, Bret Hart Foundation.
Okay, no, this is this might be 98, 99. So okay,
really?
Be. Yeah, it could be, because the documentary came out in 98. So yeah, so or maybe 99. Yeah, closer to 99 because it was like
because that threw me off, because this is like in like early 2000. Like how many years after this fucking movie are you now doing a CD?
Right.
I'm nervous. I'm totally honest. I'm very nervous.
You're not gonna cry or anything.
Nah.
Bret Hart is a wrestler. His brother Owen Hart recently died in a horrible accident during a WWE event. One of these flying stunts. But Bret continues to wrestle.
Okay, Bret, fuck all the way off right now.
What?
A jersey tucked in?
Oh.
Fuck all the way off. Come on. You're better than this, Bret. You're better than this. A tucked in fucking jersey. Come on.
What? You're wearing a sweatshirt right now. You want to tuck your shirt in and just have the sweatshirt over it?
All right, Mike, I'm just going to have to block you. That's it. We're going to get you out of here. This is ridiculous.
This is the final straw.
That's more offensive than what Howard's been doing. Jesus.
Jay, tuck your shirt in.
Oh, tuck my hoodie in? Jesus Christ.
No, I didn't say tuck the hoodie, and I said if you're wearing a shirt underneath the hoodie, tuck the shirt in. And then
you do that, but you don't do this. This is awful.
Listen, when you have a career like Bret Hart, you can do whatever the fuck you want.
Fuck out of here. That's a violation. I wouldn't even let him on the fucking ice with that.
And by the way, I don't know if you caught it, but Howard said it was one of those like flying stunts. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Jerk off is a murder accident. Try again.
I think that Bret might think twice about it. But
they come from a whole wrestling family. Their father was a wrestler.
Father was a wrestler. And how you doing? This is Bret Hart, everybody. Hey, Bret. How you doing? Bret. Hey, man.
What the fuck was that bunny thing?
Sorry to hear about your brother, by the way.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
What was that?
He walked past a bunny thing. What the fuck was that?
Oh, that's Hank. That was Hank the Angry Dwarf. That was a cutout of him.
Oh, so they just put his face on the Christmas Story kid with the bunny outfit?
They dressed him up as a bunny one year for Easter. They did.
Yeah. No, I was about to say they took off the glasses.
You close with your brother?
Extremely.
I would imagine because you're both in the same profession, you probably could relate to one another pretty much. But do you? I know the family is suing the WW, but you're not part of the suit.
No, just the in a case like that, only
The wife.
the wife and the mother and the father are actually the ones that can do any kind of suing.
But you support the suit.
Absolutely, yeah.
Yeah, because you feel that they could have made the conditions safer, or is that just something that's sort of one of those fluke things? Do you think that it was really their fault, or do you think it was one of those fluke things where, I don't know, just everything goes wrong that night? Who the hell knows?
I don't know.
Who knows?
I think what it comes down to is, it's one of those. It's like an accident,
Right.
Um,
Hard to place blame.
Still somebody's fault,
Right. Yeah.
You know, sooner or later it narrows down to whose fault was it, and that's where you.
And evidently, your brother was a great guy. From everyone, any of the wrestlers I've had on this show, they just talk about him in a glowing way.
Yeah, it is around 99 because I could tell because Jackie's still there, so that means it's 99. I know it's a what if kind of situation, but it's still something to throw in the air. Do you think that Owen does that stunt if Bret is still in WWE or WWF at the time?
No, because definitely Bret would stand up for his brother and say, "My brother is not going up there on a fucking hook."
Yeah, I agree. Yeah,
because there was nobody really in the company that was on Owen's.
I mean,
when it was like nobody's on his side. Like his family was gone; they were out of the company.
Yeah,
and he was pretty much just doing what he was told. So, yeah, Bret, the family definitely would have stood up more. If Bret was definitely going, if nobody was going to drag him down, he was going to drag Owen down from the top of the building. It's like, you are not doing this stupid thing.
Yeah, but I agree.
Feel that he was just a down-to-earth guy, not carried away with the business, not carried away with his fame and success, and was a down-to-earth, nice guy to hang with on the wrestling circuit.
Yeah, he was. I can think of a better guy. He was such a great guy on the road. He was, and he was a great family guy.
Right.
And he had an unbelievable sense of humor. He was so funny to be around all the time. So he was never one of those kind of guys that you didn't really, you didn't look forward to having him around. He always liked being around. He was the best practical joker I ever met. I mean, he was just such a funny guy all the time. He had a very subtle, kind of approach to, pulling pranks and stuff. No one ever knew he set it up, kind of thing. And then you just see, you'd be pulling out of a gas station, two guys would be fighting, kind of thing.
Right. He's a fun guy to hang with.
He was a master, yeah.
Yeah, and it's kind of weird too because I know a couple of the wrestlers, and they just said that a lot of.
You ever heard of an Owen prank or joke?
I've heard of a few ones. The one I know there was one where him and Bulldog put manure in somebody's room and put pigs in the room. It was one of them, and then also another one was like I remember Bret talking during his Hall of Fame speech where. I think he called up like Duggan or something, or no, he called up like his father, pretending he's the hotel manager, and then like afterwards, his father's like, "That damn Owen."
The two I just recently heard, because I've heard many of them, but the two that would make me laugh was the first one was Owen wrestling D'Lo Brown, and D'Lo was he was still kind of nervous about being in the ring. He was unsure about what he was doing. So they would be in a lockup and a tie-up, and he would grab him in a headlock, and he'll tell D'Lo, "Hey, look at your left boot," and the boot will be untied. He's like, "Oh shit!" And he'll just like get off of the move. He'll tie the boot up. Then they'll wrestle up again, and he'll go, "Look at your right boot," and then the right boot is unlaced. He goes, "What the hell?" And he goes, he wrestles him off. He ties him up again, and they go into tying up a chain, and he ties him up. He puts him up again. He goes, "Now look at the referee shoes." And he looked at the referee shoes, like, "Oh, but I'm untied." So then he goes to D'Lo. He goes, "Now are you relaxed?" He goes, yeah, I'm good to go. So that settled them up. And then the last one was one I heard recently was with Mark Henry. He tells the story. It's something about the manure thing. They were doing the Godwins had their own segment, like their own their own like talking segment, Big Slop or some shit, whatever it was, the Hog Farm or whatever. And they got to the arena early, and there was the guys to set up the set. They had the pigs and all that stuff. He goes, "Hey guys, you know where we could load this up and where we could set up?" And Owen goes, "Oh no, of course, follow me." And he takes them to Vince's office.
Yes.
And he set up in Vince's office. And after a while, Mark Henry's like, he's looking for Owen because he's like, "Oh my God, what the hell is gonna happen?" And all of a sudden, you just hear, "Owen!"
It's amazing. I was wanting to mention another one because I heard on when OSW review did like the Lex Express time one, and when Owen had matches with Lex, he used to sandbag him, and Lex used to think like, "Oh, like can I not lift him?" So then when British Bulldog would come in and lift him easily, Lex would be so confused, like, "Wait a minute, how'd you do that?" It was, oh my God.
A lot of the guys on the circuit can be real scumbags, like in any business, the people are jerks. But he was just one of those guys people like to hang with. He was fun off air, wasn't stuck up, wasn't a jack off. So it's particularly sad when it's a good guy like that. And you and your brother were close growing up, and your father was an intense, not only wrestling fan, but was he a wrestler himself?
Yeah, he was a wrestler, and then he basically became a promoter, which means he sort of used to run the wrestling out in Western Canada.
Did you not like him? Was he one of those dads that pressured you into wrestling and forced you? Did he? Because it sounds like you had a violent family. That you had to fight your sisters and stuff.
Yeah, it was a kind of a dog eat dog world kind of household.
Did your dad set it up that way?
There's still a wrestling area, isn't there?
Yeah, there's a little room they call the dungeon, which still, he still works. But
I don't understand growing up. Like your dad's into wrestling, so therefore all of his kids have to fight each other.
Well, no, it wasn't like that. It was like when you have 12 kids, so that's a lot of kids. It's like it's like a hotel. Or
at least it's something to keep them busy in activity. If they're fighting all the time, then perhaps they wear them out.
It was better time most of the time, so we were kind of all stuck in the house. And
was he a wealthy man to have 12 children?
No, I mean, I think there was an illusion there where people thought we were wealthy. That we had a big limousine that used to drive us to school.
Oh, really?
But when you really think about it, he only bought a limousine, which is an old, beat-up old limousine.
Which are a lot cheaper
than you're going to put 12 kids in it. They still had a lot of vans and stuff like that I remember in those days. But I think we grew up, there was 5 boys to start with. But there was a lot of squabbling and fighting, and usually ended up wrestling, which is relatively safe. And then there was girls. And for me, when I grew up as a kid, I grew up surrounded by the girls in the family, which wasn't a very...
And the girls are tough. I mean, you are a huge guy. I mean, you're big. You're very muscular. I would think a fight with you, the girls would get pretty, bruised up.
Well,
you do not get along with your sisters now, do you?
I get along with a couple of them.
Right. Some of them you hate.
I get along with a couple of them.
I mean, I can imagine around this time, but can you imagine a family of 12 brothers and sisters? And I think I have this right, but all the men would marry, would find their respective partners, and either they get in the business or they just take care of everything. And the sisters would marry wrestlers, and then they get into the family business.
Right.
That is insane.
So I could speak for, I guess, somewhat experience. Because
how many brothers and sisters do you have?
Oh no, on my father's side, on my grandparents, they had 12. So yeah, it was they like he mentions that the whole dynamic of all of them living under the same roof, and from what I know of, because I'm not really close with them, but from what I know of from those who I am close with, they'll say that, a lot of them don't speak to each other, because past history. But at the same time, the one thing that Vince did was that he made, for as long as he could, he made sure that Stephanie was not involved with wrestlers. So they say. But with Stu, he kind of encouraged it. Like he encouraged them to be with wrestlers and such.
Right. Well, at least for with the daughters, where he would.
Well, yeah, the daughters.
Because I mean, like Bret's wife, his first one, not his current one, but his first one. I mean, she was definitely in the business for a little bit.
Right.
Because I remember her in the scene from Wrestling with Shadows, where she's screaming at Triple H, she's like, "Oh, you asshole! You knew about it."
Right.
And then
Was it you? Was it you, Hunter? Was it you?
Yeah, that's her. And then Diana that we know, Owen's widow. She really wasn't in wrestling at that point, but now she is in wrestling now.
Yeah, now
Weirdly enough,
touch. Yeah,
but yeah.
He's always
going to be somebody out on the outs.
Yeah, that's the truth. One fire out, and then you're moving to another.
Yeah. Right, so you get along with some of your siblings.
Yeah, and it moves around all the time.
But your father was a violent man? I mean, angry man?
No, but very, well, he could have a short fuse.
Yeah, because I read something where somebody said that your dad would, like, there was some delivery guy or something he didn't like, he put him in a wrestling hold for hours, like a chokehold or something.
He likes to put people to sleep.
Actually, that's a funny story, but my dad's actually a really compassionate guy.
Right.
You had to catch him on the right day. But there was a time when I was a kid when it was about 2 or 3 in the morning. I guess somebody tried to steal. My dad lived out further out in the city than like he lived a few miles out of town.
Yeah.
And I guess someone tried to steal his car. He had left the keys in the wintertime. I guess the guy got stuck in the driveway. And my dad went out thought it was one of my brothers, and he went out to help this poor soul. And he instead dragged him into the house. I just remember pots and pans smashing all over the place. Right. And my dad tortured him for hours and hours and hours in the kitchen of the house. But
can you imagine you trying to steal a car?
Okay, that I can get. You can whip somebody's ass for that. That I understand.
And then you call the police, say, "Hey, this guy tried to steal my car," after you just beat the shit out of him.
And then but that was the shit too, because at least they were known. The Harts were known in the community, so they was like, that's old Stu just doing what Stu usually does. Because you remember, if you look at all the pictures from the house, they were like in the sticks. Like you didn't see like there was other houses around them and shit. So
in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah. And by the way, I did some research and they do have the jerseys available. Ooh. Might have to get into that. Yeah. So anyway, yeah. So.
And the guy's like a professional wrestler. He catches you rather than calling the police. He just takes you into the kitchen.
Yeah, the guy has a place called the Dungeon.
Yeah, wrestles you, and then like puts you in like a sleeper hold for hours. I mean, you'd rather go to the police, wouldn't you?
Yeah, it was. I was scared to death. I thought it was one of my brothers, and then I found out after that it wasn't. But he never phoned the police. He called this guy's parents up.
No kidding.
Yeah, so in a lot of ways, I always thought that was
cool.
Pretty cool.
Oh, that's very cool.
He's not stealing your cars anymore.
Yeah. I know I wouldn't be doing that. That is very cool.
And nobody else is either.
And then I was reading about your personal life, that you were divorced for a couple of years. So well, maybe this gives me hope. You were divorced for a couple of years, and now you're back. You're almost back with your wife.
Yeah, we were divorced for about a year.
Oh, for a year. But you're back with your wife now?
So we're right on the pretty much.
You ready to get married again?
Well, we're just not. We're not quite
doing it, believe me.
But they're dating.
We're negotiating again.
You are dating though.
Yeah, we're actually real happy, and she's
was it tough for you? You're an attractive guy. You're a professional wrestler. You make a good living.
There's lots of beautiful women.
A lot of beautiful women, right? It was temptation. No,
I think the conflict I ran into, I just was forever and ever on the road. I was on the road maybe sometimes 300 times a year.
So you never even saw you.
So when I did come home, it was always really nice and sweet and perfect. And
right.
And then when I switched companies, which is I work for WCW now,
right.
All of a sudden I'm given lots of time off. Right. They're reasonable with my days and my schedule.
Oh, it was because you were home.
All of a sudden I'm home every day, and it's like, get it yourself.
Yeah. See, so things were good when you heard the story. Yeah. And all of a sudden you're doing the day-to-day live.
Once again, not mad at that though. I can't be mad at that.
I was about to say, like, he has like a certain way of saying things that's like very monotone, but like when he hits you with those zingers, they're really good.
Yeah,
not even zingers, but it's just like the way like he emphasizes things after a while.
Hey, listen, I've been in many relationships, son, for countless of years. I've come to a point in time in my life to where it's like, yeah, I could be with somebody, but I don't need to see you every day. Like, I'm good with that. Like, distance makes the heart grow fonder. I'm okay with that. We're good. Yeah, Bret just seems as though like he was like, damn, I wish I was on the road for 300 more days. Shit.
I mean, talk about a guy that just loves professional wrestling. He would rather do it every day of the year.
Exactly.
And you realize, hey, this is getting to be a drag.
She had her routine, I had mine. We clashed, and but I think we've
worked it out.
We've compromised a lot of things, and we changed a lot. So
the time
Can you imagine she just turned around? Don't you just want to put somebody in a sharpshooter or something? Why don't you just go? Like, go away. Like, is there a clothesline that you want to give to somebody like right now? Like, why are you in the kitchen? Get out of here.
Is there a pay-per-view you got a headline Sunday?
Yeah, I mean, like, what are we doing here? Did Vince call? Like, let's go. Get out.
Did Eric call?
Yeah.
Are you going back to the WCW?
You were single. Were you able to date a little bit and get out there and mingle?
A little bit.
A little bit. No good?
So why are you going back to your wife?
Yeah, what's up with that? Explain that to us, because a lot of guys would think that your groupies and the sex
That
would
would be
be
too good.
tremendous.
It's kind of strange. It seems like almost like when I was married, it was way more all that.
Right.
So, and then as I became like this free spirit, and you can do anything you want.
It's not there.
I my room and hid under the blankets. And,
I'm hip.
chewing on the door.
I think I understand that.
It's too shocking.
I think I get that.
Yeah, it's I don't know. I didn't have the right philosophy for it.
Yeah. So anyway, so now you're close to marital bliss again, is what you're telling us.
Pretty close.
And you really hate the WWE, aside from the fact that you probably hold them responsible for your brother's death.
Now, but even before that.
Even before that, you hate Vince McMahon. I mean, a lot of people hate him.
Yes, that's why they leave.
That's why they leave.
A lot of people have left.
I mean, when did you start hating him? I mean, how did that happen?
It all started in
Always
November
kept
1997.
That way. I think when you join the company knowing that, okay, I know the guy's bad.
You know, I just realized after we do the Stern watches, I do want to go back in the older Vince McMahon interviews, like when he did with Bob Costas and stuff like that, so we could look at those as well. Those would be interesting. But you know, I mean, as we learn later on down the line, both parties were to blame for what occurred with their business. Is just that was business. You know, at the end of the day, Bret, you didn't have to leave. You chose to leave. You went to chase the money. And let's be honest here. Right. And at the same time, Vince could have been a little bit more grateful and show a little more gratitude with him, since he figured that he was basically one of the backbones of the company. So
maybe a little more trusting, if Bret told you. I love how we're talking about that. It's like we're about to be 2026. We're still talking about the fucking screw job. Like
right.
But it's like one of the most stupid, overplayed things in wrestling. Right. But it's like if Bret told you in good faith, I am not going on Nitro the next night and we're showing up with your belt, I would believe him. Yeah, but at the same time, what happened, with Medusa and such? I get that, but if you have this relationship with Bret, you have to have some sort of trust with him. But listen, at the same time, Vince did the same thing when Rick came over. Rick had the WCW title, so to be fair, it's all fair love and war, and especially in wrestling. So that big gold turned to a tag team title belt very quickly. I've seen old clips where they hold the tag belt and you have all those heel wrestlers like, yay. Like, no. I love when they had to blur it out. That was the funnier part, when he couldn't even walk around showing it. A giant blur, the man.
But you have to work.
You have to sign. You have to. And he was the sort of the big man on campus when wrestling. He was the only guy that could really do the most for you in this industry anyway at that time.
I don't know Vince McMahon, so I never worked for him. I mean, he's a sponsor of the show. He never said a bad word about me, and I don't know anything bad about the guy. But just to play devil's advocate here,
really, I never really paid attention to that. WWF actually sponsored the Howard Stern show. Oh, no, I think he said he never sponsored us. Did he say that? He said I never spoke to him and he never sponsored us. Oh, let me see. I'm gonna get that again.
I don't know anything bad about the guy, but just to play devil's advocate here, it could be a case of sour grapes, that you couldn't get what you wanted and then you just got upset and bitter. I know sometimes ex-employees.
He was the sort of the big man on campus when wrestling. He was the only guy that could really do the most for you in this industry anyway at that time.
I don't know Vince McMahon, so I never worked for him. I mean, he's a sponsor of the show. He never said a bad word about me, and I don't know anything bad about the guy. But just to play devil's advocate here, it could be a case of
you know what that probably was because of Vince Russo.
You just got upset.
Yeah, at one point in time, yeah. But 98 Russo still in WWE.
Yeah, he
Oh,
was very much. He didn't leave until the fall of '99.
Full on 99. Yeah, so yeah, he could have still been a part of that. Yeah, because by now, yeah, he's still there. Yeah, true.
And I think at that point, Vince Russo had brought in Nicole Bass, who's been a prominent figure on this show.
Right, and he had some of the Hank was on as part of the oddities as well. He used to have be part of the oddities. Yeah, it's true.
And bitter. I know sometimes ex-employees get really angry. This kind of thing. I mean,
it's not really like that. I've always had high regard for him. I think he's got the most creative mind in wrestling. You know, and
he seems to be a great entrepreneur.
He's just a guy that he has no integrity. I don't think he's.
What do you mean by that?
Yeah.
You have to sort of deal with everybody that's ever worked for him. I mean, so many people that have worked for him, you always know, that he's going to kind of screw you in the end. I think it's
like that.
The philosophy, I think, for him is that no matter what you do for him, or no matter how hard you work for him. Like for me, I worked for him for 14 years. I always try to think of somebody that, in a comparable way, as far as what I did to wrestling or what I tried to do for wrestling. I think of, like, say, Cal Ripken or something like that.
Right.
I worked over and over and over, and I was 5-time world champion.
You were very loyal.
And I did everything I ever could. I couldn't have worked any harder for him, and I always thought it was recognized and appreciated, and he always told me it was recognized and appreciated.
So when did the break come?
And then he just squished me like a bug in the end and kind of discarded.
Well, in other words, after 14 years, you probably have to go in and negotiate a contract like any performer.
I think the narrative is just to, make it seem like your boss is an asshole. And not to take anything away from the fact that Vince has been self-recognized as an asshole. But again, like mentioned, it's a two-way street as well. Like, remember at the time when they were discussing the contract and the money, WWE was almost closing their doors. They were just coming out of the federal investigation.
Right.
Nitro, WCW was on an upswing heavily.
And the NWO was winning the ratings.
Right. It was running rampant. And they've often talked about that. They were on life support.
Right.
So,
but it's also the one thing I think everybody also forgets too is Vince offered this man 20 years, and right. I forget how many millions, but a 20-year contract, a contract that was rare at the time, and Vince had to be the one to go up to him and say, we can't give you that now because but it's also like, you agreed to it, sir.
Right.
I got like boo-hoo that your business is sucking, but you made a commitment to this man to give him what he wanted, and you told him that if we're not going to be able to give it to you, so I'm going to give you the chance to go talk to them in WCW and see what you can get.
No, that's kind of ridiculous. A 20-year deal is ridiculous. You know what it would, if they were, if they had the ability to do what it was doing like in modern day sports right now, like let's say with Shohei Ohtani. Shohei Ohtani's like taking $1 million a year just to play for the Dodgers, and then like on his last year is when they have to hit him with the fucking $100 million shit. You know what I mean?
Right.
So if it was something like, hey, Bret, I can do this for you, but in the back end, we get out the storm, this is what you're gonna get. He might have stayed.
Yeah.
And you went in to ask for money. I would imagine. I'm imagining this would be the rift. I mean, would he not pay you, or would?
I went into a situation where I became like a free agent, if you can believe that, in wrestling.
Right.
And I got offered to go to the WCW for double the money.
Right. It is.
I turned down $1.5 million extra to stay loyal to this creepy Vince McMahon.
Right.
And
WCW.
And I said, I felt that he couldn't put a price tag on the friendship and the loyalty I had with his team.
You probably felt, hey, that's the biggest game in town. You want to fight for them.
I've been with them for 14 years. I had all my, to this day, they have all my footage, all my pictures, all my.
They own all that.
They own my career. They
That's
got a time capsule locked up in a big.
They own your history. You don't have any rights to it.
Right. And So I wanted to stay. I didn't really want to go. And 9 months later, he told me that he was going broke. The company was going broke, which is a lie.
Right.
And that they couldn't afford to meet my contract.
Oh.
And he urged me to go back to the WCW to go and get my old, this offer that they laid out before. I think he did that assuming that they would say, well, that was a year ago. We don't have, and then I would be left renegotiating with him for a lesser amount. But they immediately accepted and offered me pretty much the same deal.
So they've been generous with you, the WCW.
WCW has been great with me.
They're good people.
They're good.
That's Ted Turner's company?
Yeah, and they're honest.
Okay. So, like I said, I'm not a big business person. I'm not a big wig in business, right?
Mhm.
So, and mind you, he has to throw in his dig. He's calling him creepy and shit. Whatever the case may be. By the way,
the creepy Vince and the WCW.
The recent allegations and comments made by Bret about the whole Sean thing. It's just like, you know what, dude? Like, it's just there's no paving over rocky roads with him. You know what I'm saying? Like with Bret, because he just can't let it go. He just recently, I was listening to him talk about his thing with Triple H, and he says, he mentions himself, he says it's like carrying a bag of rocks. Like, I just, he knows that he just can't let shit go.
Right.
But to say that they didn't have the money at the time, yeah, they didn't have the money. But what became the boom that got them the money? His name is Stone Cold Steve Austin.
Yep.
That's what got him the money. His name is The Rock. That's what got them the money. His name is Mick Foley. It was a swing that had to happen. And
the rise of DX, right?
Right.
Like you said, the rise of The Rock.
They had to have that swing that happened. And 95, 96, it's like they like I said, the doors were they didn't have stocks back then. They weren't public. So they had to rely on Titan Sports and what it was making. But I wanted
to ask you this, like, in your opinion, if Vince had a better way of handling his business relationships or personal relationships with a Hogan, a Savage, a Bret, do you think in the end they would have stayed a little longer and not jump?
Well, with Vince, when it came to the Hogan and Savage and them, he was aging them out. That's what he did.
Right.
He aged them out. So they never complained about money, especially Hulk. Hulk could never fucking say nothing about money.
Right.
But he was just aged out. Their time has come. And when you hear the stories of Rock or Stone Cold or those guys, you never hear them say that they were, underpaid. They said that, you would always want more money. And of course, that's what you would want. But after this, is like no one ever, those big names never got undercut money. The hell was that?
My nephew playing with the stupid door thing. Avery, knock it off! If I come in there, it's over for you.
Mike is cutting a promo on his nephew.
Right.
But that's pretty funny to get a guy, he's trying to get himself into a better negotiating position and he sends you off to another company.
Right.
Well, I think there was some kind I never understood the tactics or the reasons for where he was going, but I know in the end, I did pretty much everything he asked for, with the exception that I wanted to leave. I had one match in Canada, and it was a situation where, in wrestling, ultimately the good guy needed to win this match. Otherwise, I would really have a lot of egg on my face. And he basically gave me his word and swore that wouldn't be a problem. And I went in the ring, and they screwed me right in front of the whole country. And
made you lose?
Made me lose. Maybe had the guy hit me in my hole just as I was it was supposed to be a thing where I was just getting out of the move.
Did you think that he orchestrated?
No, I know it. It's all documented.
But wait a second. They work out in advance who's going to win. I don't think that's any secret.
Right.
All right. So everybody knows that. It's theater.
Yeah.
So they work it out. You get in the ring, and all of a sudden the gameplay switches?
Yeah.
Right in the middle of the match, they ring the bell and say I lost. And I thought, 14 years, everything I've done for this guy.
They didn't have the balls to tell you up front that you were going to lose.
Right.
No, it was specifically done. I mean, it was done strictly
To humiliate
me and to squish me like a... Because, I mean, let's be honest here. I left the company to go work now. I'm doing, like I said, did it as a favor to them, but I'm going to another company where I'm going to get paid more.
Right.
And, I'm reluctantly going, but it's not a bad...
Like you said, Mike, we've heard this and we went through this numerous times.
Ad nauseum.
Ad nauseum. But my thing has always been with Bret, knowing how much of he's a student of the game, knowing how much he's a historian of the business, knowing how much his love and commitment is to the sport. Regardless of what's going on, you're leaving. You go out on your back. Doesn't matter if you're in your home fucking country. Mind you, it's not his hometown. It's a country.
Mm-hmm.
So it means that Shawn shouldn't have lost his retirement match because it was in his country.
Yeah. I mean, they said all things look back at that time. I mean, like the Shawn Michaels beating the Bulldog in his home country when his wife is died of cancer, whatever that story was.
Right.
Like that was ridiculous. Like 97 is one of those times where if you try that shit now, you'd be fired. Or, or the company would not take it or not accept it. But it's always his narrative that'll never stop. Where it's like, oh, they took the belt from me, or
that was my win at my home country. Like, come on, Bret.
Deal.
Right.
But just how they treated me in the end, it was...
So you still had some time to work for them before you switched over?
Yeah, I had 30 days.
That's what happened.
I see.
So needless to say, at the end of that match, I did knock out Vince McMahon.
Did you? For real?
Now, for real, you punched him out.
I broke 2 bones in my hand, and I knocked him out cold, and he went down.
Wait. I got to
off camera.
You're talking about a real fight. You're talking about a real deal. This was televised?
What was that?
Off camera. We're about to go into how it's like televised, and Bret's gonna, if this fucker says on pay-per-view he's lying.
No, but there was this documentary crew that was following me around.
So they have it on tape.
Well, they don't have the knockout punch, but they have him coming out of the room after I punched him. And, you can certainly tell he got punched.
So you walked up to him. You were so angry, and rightly so, that the game plan switched.
You ever seen Beyond the Mat?
Yeah, I've seen the clips.
Yeah, it's it's funny because even that, I almost look at it and go, that could be staged as well. It's like that could be staged as well.
I mean, like the one scene where after the match, where Bret to his locker room taking his boots off, and he looks up at Shawn.
Did you know?
Did you know? He goes, I swear to God, I didn't know.
Swear to God, I had no clue. We had no idea.
And then you see
honest to God, I had no clue.
When he said after Vince leaves the room and you see him like stumbling, it's like, okay, something definitely happened in that room.
He was standing there. You walked up. Did you say anything?
Well, I'll tell you what happened was I had gone to the dressing room. He had locked himself in his little room.
Right.
And then I stormed off to my dressing room.
This is like the real show.
I didn't think I was going to see him.
Right.
And you have to understand, he's not a small guy.
Is he a tough guy?
No, he's not a tough guy.
But he's built up.
I think he likes to imagine he is.
All right.
And
I need to see this footage.
a lot of the wrestlers, I think, were really upset.
Yeah.
I meanwhile took a shower and I was just getting ready to blow out.
This is what happens to you, man.
I was really upset. I was shocked and crushed. I couldn't believe they would do that to me. And,
Right.
So anyway, I guess some of the wrestlers rounded him up and chased him out of his office, told him to come down and explain himself in the dressing room. And so when I came out,
At least he had the balls to go down there. Yeah.
Yeah, at least he had the balls to come down there.
Right.
And he came into the dressing room, and I had just finished taking a shower. And I did have a funny vision of myself rolling around fighting Vince McMahon.
And then you're
I don't want this. If they were doing a movie on this, let's do it right.
So you put clothes up for the event.
I told him, I said, I'm going to dry off. I'm going to get dressed.
It's hard to hit a guy when you're naked.
Yeah, you don't want. He's right. You don't want to get into a rolling around on the floor situation naked.
Right. Loose parts.
Yeah, you get kicked in the nuts. Yeah, go ahead. So
I'm going to dry off.
Too many loose
You're still
parts.
standing there. I'm going to knock you out.
Oh.
As soon as I dried off and tied my shoelace, I stood up and I walked over and he sort of came toward me. After I'm saying he was surrounding me with about 4 or 5 of sort of like his henchmen. They're pretty big guys too, all ex-wrestlers and
bodyguard type too.
And I had my brother and my brother-in-law and a couple of people that were there to at least make sure that nothing happened to me.
Right.
And I knocked him out cold with one punch.
One punch.
I hit him in the jaw like an uppercut. And I actually blacked his eyes. And when he went down like nothing.
This is what I point out. Said bodyguards that are big tough guys were Pat Patterson, John Briscoe, Sergeant Slaughter.
Yeah, right.
Vince's posse.
Probably I think Wahoo McDaniels was still
probably
there.
Wahoo.
Chief, what is it? Chief J Strongbow, one of them. George Steele was still a guy back there.
But like I'm thinking like the Corporation like Stooges era where it's like Briscoe, Patterson, those three main.
So we learned later on that what happened, was pretty much somewhat like that. They would one of the guys, couple of guys went, you got to make it right with Bret. You got to go talk to him, regardless of what it is. You got to go straighten it out. And
I have a feeling it's probably Taker.
Yeah, and if you get a shot, you got to take a shot. So and Vince went in there and he pretty much said, do what you got to do, and that's when Bret hit him.
I just always love that fact where it's like he's in a towel and he's about to drive. He goes, "Listen, if you're still out here, I'm gonna knock you out." So if like Vince is like, do I go? Do I stay?
My whole thing is that he
stayed and then he got his ass knocked out.
Went and washed his ass first before knocking him out. Like, right. That I pretty much would have fucking punched him stink. Yeah, fuck it. Get it out the way.
With shit in his hand, just punch him right in the face.
Yeah, then wash your ass.
He scooped him up, picked him up by his shoulders, sat him on the chair.
Right.
And I remember he was like shaking his head, going like blubbering kind of. I never sat there. I really was in shock. I kept thinking, I can't believe I just knocked out Vince McMahon, my boss. And then I stood up and shit out of here.
Really? Did you feel better?
Oh yeah. And they picked him up and they actually dragged him out to the door where his feet were like dragging.
Yeah.
Wasn't there a thing too where the camera crew was rolling and they told them to stop rolling?
I don't remember that. I know
because that wasn't in the movie.
No. They never. I don't remember them telling them to stop rolling. I know I guess they told them not to go inside, but they did have like audio rolling outside where you can hear what was going on. That's what it was.
Because that was one thing they wanted to take out of the document before it released. Because if they say if you release this, like we'll sue. And meanwhile, it's like,
well, Vince never disputed that this happened. He never said that it didn't happen. He never denied it.
He didn't.
Yeah, he's always said, if anything, he was always complimentary, and he said, I earned my pay that night. He's always acknowledged that, incident did occur.
Okay.
And that's when the video camera outside with these documentary crew picked it up. And apparently, I've always been overjoyed to hear that he hated so much to be seen. He hates to be seen weak against Vince McMahon. So when they showed him being dragged down the hall,
they showed that.
He wanted to buy the documentary, buy the whole show, buy anything and have it shelved somewhere and be with my other tapes.
And something else you wouldn't own. His bodyguards didn't jump on you.
No,
they allowed it to happen.
Yeah.
In a way, that's kind of weird. And
well, it wasn't like he was alone either. So it was another group of big guys. They would have had to get it on.
Why do you think he stood there when you told him you were going to punch him out? Did he probably think you wouldn't have the balls to do it?
Maybe.
That was probably it.
That, or maybe
just wanted to get it over with.
He's also the kind of guy that might have fancied himself as kind of a tough guy.
Yeah, he couldn't back down.
That he thought maybe, or maybe might get into some kind of like a couple, we're pulling each other's jackets, or or maybe, I'll never know. I'll never know why the hell they screwed me in the first place, and I worked much too hard for him.
And you haven't seen him since you knocked him out?
No, well, I did see him. I saw him the day after, or sorry, the day before my brother's funeral, where he was his classic scum self. He met me on he pleaded and begged with me to meet him all week long after my brother passed away through the course of the week. And I have such harsh feelings for the guy, but I kept trying to overlook that. And so I did talk with Martha's lawyers, who were in effect at that time, helping with making decisions. And they said, whatever you do, don't talk about the case.
Right.
Don't talk about the case. You can talk about anything else. But, so I did meet him on the day before the funeral, and I asked him a little bit about the case. And I said, basically, he said, like, you don't know any more than what the newspapers know. And he said, no, I don't. And I said, well, there's no sense for talking about that then. And then I asked him about why he screwed me over. Right. And I went into that in quite detail. I hadn't spoken to him since he did it, and I wanted a straight answer on that. And I did get one. Told me his biggest regret he ever had and all this kind of stuff.
Right.
And then I asked him about why he carried on the show.
Yeah, I was going to ask you if it bothered you that the show went on.
It bothered me immensely that the show went on. And mostly it bothered me from the standpoint more that they made the poor wrestlers go out afterwards. There's one wrestler that was very close with Owen that was being basically pushed out through the curtain to wrestle as they wheeled my brother past him. And I thought the whole thing was so cold-blooded. And, his logic, of course, was that there was going to be a riot and stuff like that. And
yeah, no, that is the one thing that I definitely disagreed with when it happened. There was always
the show does not go on.
Right. There's always that model, that creed, that practice of the show must go on. But there's ethics, there's morality, there's this understanding that this tragic event occurred in front of you. There wasn't going to be a riot. The crowd saw it. I mean, they would understand why the show would stop. They would get it. They would know why.
The crowd was horrified enough to see a man fall all that way, and then the next thing you know is like, if they would have said, "Okay, show's over, blah blah blah. Like, we'll refund your tickets. We'll give you options, blah 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 later on." They're not going to say like bullshit. They're going to be like, "Okay, let me go home and process what the hell I just saw."
And then the worst part was you didn't say that he died at the end of the show or after the show or the next day. You did it on the show. Like, you told
the point JR, when JR's like friends were asking, like, is there a damn update? And Conan's like, yeah, he's dead, and I'm back in 3, 2. And
right. So it's, and that's Vince in the back on Gorilla having to relay that as well.
Right.
No one would have been upset at the fact that this show didn't have to go on. Everybody would have been, I guess, understanding of what occurred.
That's also too, is like a murder technically took place, or however you want to phrase it. But something like the police should have then stopped it and said, "Let's investigate. Let's figure out what the hell happened here."
Well, definitely, and that's a great point too, because now it's a crime scene.
Right. You had a man die on your watch, and you would be like, "Okay, was this accidental? Was this like there had to be a proper investigation towards it?"
Right.
But the whole show is so awkward because then, like, even for like the character like the Undertaker, and this clip always makes the rounds, but he's like staring at the corner that Owen fell at. He's looking at the floor, and he's just stone faced.
Right. That you have, and you're still out there, and there's still his blood. It's still there.
Right.
We later learned to find out through the lawsuit and such that it was a faulty gear or apparatus that was part of the vest that broke due to Owen's weight. What they would usually use on an individual for a stunt like that would be a certain type of tool or equipment that was for a lighter individual, and they didn't have one.
It's ridiculous. When
the
Dark Side of the Ring covered the whole Owen thing, and they said that because they said for weeks they were practicing with the fucking proper equipment,
right?
But that night they didn't
have it.
Well, they said they wanted something quicker, so they went with the opposite option.
Right.
So because they wanted him to get down there quicker. Meanwhile, it's like it wasn't safer, but These fucking.
And they said it, like I said, it was usually used for lighter individuals,
right,
as opposed for him.
Right. When they showed the hook, it's like, you gotta be kidding me. That's what you wanted to hold a 200-pound man above an arena?
Was Sting doing it first, or they did it after?
Sting was doing it first because it was like 96,
Right.
97 he was doing it.
Right. So this is what I'm saying. So WWE
saw that, copied it,
right,
didn't do it properly.
Right.
Meanwhile, it's like the one time they wanted to do it properly, they fucked it up and a man lost his life.
I was thinking, I give wrestling fans a hell of a lot more credit than that. I don't think it would have been a ride or anything like that.
Want to take a couple of phone calls?
Sure.
All right. Let's see.
No.
We're
we're not even up to the fucking fan yet. Oh, my God.
Who claims he is Bret Hart's biggest fan?
Oh, I thought you were going to say who claimed to be his son.
Bobby, what is it? You're on the air.
All of wrestling's a big scam. Bret's a big fag, and wrestling is full of a bunch of butt-sniffing homos.
Well, wow. Let me tell you something. He'll knock you out, too.
I would kick your ass, but Bret, I make you my bitch.
Oh, man, I'd love to see that.
I'll come down now.
You're going to come down now?
I'm less than 200 pounds.
Well, why don't you come down here right now, and Bret will kick your ass.
That's a bunch of
He'll
bull.
knock you out with one punch.
He'll knock you out with one punch.
The only thing that's a bigger scam than wrestling is Howard Stern's fake marriage and homosexuality.
Well, I'm 100% old man.
So you said.
Except for Ralph touching my leg at Scores yesterday, which I still have a problem
He
with.
says you wrestled with him on the bed.
He almost burnt my leg. It was a slight wrestling incident. Hey, that's a lie. There's too many accusations flying.
Flying all over.
I feel wounded now.
Yeah, that guy really tore you one, huh? Yeah, you want to meet this guy who claims he's your biggest fan. This is, let me introduce you to him. This is probably good for your ego to see somebody. In wrestling, a lot of guys worship guys.
Yeah, that's a little gay, don't you think?
It's a lot gay. It is.
I ain't
All right,
calling
Mr. Punk Lover.
Yeah, it's a lot gay. I know.
All right, hey, how you doing, man?
That guy.
Who is this guy?
He draws the pictures of Gary, doesn't he?
Oh, yeah, this kid.
Hi.
How old are you?
22.
22. What's your name?
Young
I'm Robert. How are you?
You're Robert. And you claim to be a Bret Hart fan?
Of course I do.
Tell me how you're the extent of your love for Bret.
I've been following Bret Hart since 1988.
Right.
And I've been following him ever since.
Well, what do you want to say to Bret since you're such a big fan?
You're
Bret
22 years old, though.
fan.
What do you got, pictures of Bret on your wall?
No, not exactly. I have magazines.
You carry around Bret's picture?
He has the magazine.
Well,
So if he's 22, about 10 years. He was 11. 10, 11, you know.
I was going to say, math ain't mathing.
He was a kid.
But some people might misinterpret that as a little bit too much fan love. You know what I'm saying?
no, but this man's got lots of integrity. That's the reason I follow him. Unlike some
Well,
of
he's a
the
very honest man. That's true.
very honest men, both you men are kings of your domain. He's
Thank
the
you.
He's the excellence of excellence.
What are you, a black guy?
A black guy? No, I'm Hispanic.
You're Hispanic?
Yes, I am.
Look like a black guy to me.
Thank you.
I can't tell what you are. You're very
I'm
confusing.
Hispanic.
You are Hispanic. Bret, could you tell what he is?
Who the fuck is playing that
And
music
of
in the
course, they played a
background?
Mexican hat dance after. No, that's actually nicer because usually Fred would play chickens fighting in the background. That's what they play.
You're not helping your cause, Jay.
Oh man, yeah.
I will say he has a big
He looks
schnauzer.
Hispanic. Robin, you think he's
I think
Hispanic?
he's Hispanic, yes.
Well, it looks black to me.
Yeah, because
Yeah, of course, everyone's black to you, Howard.
everybody looks black or some kind of Indian. He takes everybody who's like Middle Eastern or from somewhere. They're all Indian. So if it's either black or Indian,
Either black or white.
I'm going to say about it.
Barry
Well,
was
you
Howard.
say that. You've got a chance to meet your hero.
Thank you, Howard.
You want to tell him you love him or something? Go ahead.
Okay, I love Bret. You're the best.
Thank you.
And I just hope also, Howard, WCW's having some heavyweight championship tournament right now, and I just hope you're the next heavyweight champion.
Well, in a lot of ways, I'd probably still, because I never really lost that match, so I'm sort of still the world champion.
You are the world champion.
That's right.
If I win the WCW one, then I'm sort of like the universal all-time one single world champion.
That's why you're the excellence of execution.
All right, listen.
I definitely will see this kid at a next indie show. Like it's just like that's it. It is it looks like the prototype. That's exactly what it is, especially in New York.
And they all love us.
Yes. They do. They do. Even the ones that don't love us, they love
respectfully.
Respectfully. Oh man. By the way, I have a lot to say about the House of Glory show this past week. Oh my god, it's so much so that I didn't even stay for the first match. He just walked in. Brother AJ and I just looked around and we was like, "Yeah, it's time to go. I'm not even staying for this shit."
Wow.
Anything for Brett?
Okay.
Hi, my name is Jennifer.
Yes. How old are you, honey?
I'm 21.
Well, that's the right age.
Oh my
Brett
God.
doesn't date anyone over 21. Is that true, Brett? Oh, that's right. He's married.
Doesn't date? Wait,
over 21?
Her or that statement?
That sounds sound weird.
Jennifer,
wait, he said Brett doesn't date anyone over 21. Yeah, that's weird.
What the fuck does that mean?
What the hell is that? Yo, Wiggy, what's wrong with you?
What do you want to say to Brett?
Brett, I've been watching you always that first group that he had on. I've been watching you since I was like a little kid. And like even then, like I like guys, obviously. I loved you.
You would do anything for him?
Oh, anything. I
What do you
swear,
look
it's
like?
ridiculous. I don't want to sound like the other girls you have on the
Of
yard.
course not. You don't sound like them. How much do you weigh?
130?
130. How tall are you?
Like 5'7".
Well, you should be 6 foot at 130.
Oh, shut up.
Am I right, Brett?
Well, that means she's thick as hell. Bring her to me, baby. Bring her to me.
No.
I look at Brett like this, right? And then you remember Brett when he looked like in 87 and 88 when he was in the Hart Foundation?
Very young, very innocent looking.
Yeah. It's like almost goofy, like kind of like it. Yeah. Long 10 years, brother. 10 years. You can see the wear and tear on him.
Oh yeah, you can see it all on his face.
Oh yeah.
You know something about that. No, are you heavy?
No, not at all.
You got big boobs?
They're nice. My ex.
And you would do anything to him?
Anything for him. But I know he has a wife because I watched his stuff
Would you
on
perform
TV.
fellatio while Brett holds you in a headlock? In a death grip?
Oh no.
Sharpshooter.
Huh?
Sure.
So you want to make love to him, is that it?
No, I more respect him as a man because I saw him.
Nobody needs respect. The guy needs love.
Okay, then I love him.
You would make love to him.
Oh, I have little hearts tattooed on me.
And you would perform anal?
Yeah.
Really? Wow.
I have little hearts
That's
tattooed
normal
on
when the Hard Stern show.
Would you do my laundry?
Well, that's a little too much to ask.
I would have to
She can do
laundry.
my laundry.
All right, thank you, honey.
Thank you.
All right, there it is. Well, certainly it's great to be a wrestler and have that kind of adulation. Brett, congratulations to you on your new CD, Hitman Hart, Wrestling with Shadows, and the documentary about Brett Wrestling with Shadows is available on Brett's website.
Yeah,
You have
that's
to go.
minutes of it. It's really good.
Just won a Gemini award.
No kidding. So this is about sort of
I don't
behind
know
the
what that is. Don't care still.
He ends up catching that whole ending where I knock McMahon out.
Oh, no! Oh, that's on this.
All on
Oh, then I will watch it.
Straight black eye, you left him too.
What?
You
Yeah.
left him with a black eye.
With yeah, knocked him out.
Oh yeah.
Available in video stores and record stores. Have you gotten the new video yet?
Not yet. I didn't know about it until now.
Okay, well there it is. Great to meet you, Brett.
Nice to be on.
Sorry about your brother.
Thank you.
And hope to see you again here.
All right.
All right. We'll be back right after these words.
So how do you feel that you got to meet him?
I'm ecstatic right now. I was like nervous, as you can tell when I was in there. My heart was like beating a minute, and I just hate those people who call in trashing him like that's not right. You know, it's just because
Oh God.
he's right for him wrestling right now. That's why, and he will be the next heavyweight champion. I'll bet on it too.
All right, man. Thanks for coming
Yeah,
down.
no problem. Thank you very
More
much.
money.
So, Brett, so we said before that you weren't sure how your experience was going to be. So how do you think? How do you think? It was good?
I came out of that relatively unscathed.
Do you think that people that like called in, remember that one guy who called in and kind of was like calling you
Fag.
What'd you think of that guy?
That's what I'm going to take it back.
You don't want to wait.
Something about hearing Brett just say the word fag. It's like, oh, awful.
All right. It's like to be fair, probably Brett have said it very, very much so in the locker room where it gets other people like looking at gold dust or some shit like that.
Come on, Jay.
But can you imagine, like, if you look at the Hart family as a whole, right? They all have like, the similarities of them. You can look at a Hart family member and be like, oh, okay, yeah, they're family. But honestly, out of all of them, like Brett was the better looking one out of them all. The rest of them looked like they were Bret and Owen, maybe. Like the rest of them look like there was like some kind of like inbreeding going on. I don't know.
Yeah, especially when you get to Bruce or Keith.
Yeah.
You're like, oh my God. Hello.
What the hell is going on?
In respect to the sisters, I have never seen any pictures of them, but I mean,
I think maybe the only two. I think maybe it was only Martha, and I forgot the other one.
Diane?
It was one. The one that the one that was married to
Bulldog,
Baby Boy. Yeah,
right.
But the rest of them you don't really like see, only like in family photos and stuff like that. Nothing really.
I will say this is probably the better Stern interview you've shown me, because this is like a Bret that, I mean, I guess he's talking about the fucking screw job, but that's the thing is, yeah, but like, but now it's like sad that like, that's all he does nowadays. Like, oh, like I got screwed in '97, and Bill Goldberg is a killer.
Right. Thankfully, he did pay homage to Conan for helping him how to do the sharpshooter.
Oh, did you hear? There was a con he was at, and he was talking about how like people he wanted to work with, and he put over Rey Mysterio as one of those guys he wanted to work with so badly.
He said he's the greatest of all time. Yeah,
and somebody in the crowd goes MJF, and Bret goes who? and they're like, for AEW, you presented the world title at their first show, and he goes, I don't remember that.
And then MJF actually had a funny response to it as well.
Right. Well deserved though.
All right. So you had a good time though?
Yeah, it was a great time.
All right, cool.
So, like you said, probably one of the better of the Stern interviews and such.
More tamer than the other ones.
Your takeaway from this one?
Bret will be Bret. It doesn't give a damn what like Bret will just have two narratives to talk about, and he will not care about. It's like wait till he goes back on Stern in like 2000. I'll talk about Bill Goldberg all day, buddy.
All right, that he has. That's his next part of his as the hitman. It'll be next on his hit list. And
also we learned too that, well, now we know, but that his wife, they don't stay together that long because he's married to someone new now.
My boy liked the chocolate. He liked the chocolate. There you go. But yeah,
that's a Canadian thing, though.
Yeah, that's what it is. He likes the chocolate and he likes the weed. We find that out with him as well.
Maybe both.
But what we got coming up, Mike? What's going on your side of the tracks?
History and Headlocks is still chugging along here. Next episode, we're gonna do a special episode where we're just watching old holiday wrestling clips. Where when wrestling does holiday specials, whether it's somebody running over Santa or stunning Santa, or I don't know, maybe just being a perverted Santa wanting to be with the divas, we'll see what happens when we go through that many years of holidays and wrestling.
And as always, make sure you guys check us out on New York Wrestle Media, all podcasting outlets available, all episodes on podcasting outlets. Audios are out now. I saw the numbers for the past few episodes coming out. Very, very pleased to see that you guys are transitioning over as well to the audio for not only Turnbuckle Tabloid, but also for History and Headlocks and all other episodes, as well as under the Ring Apron and such. And make sure you check us out on all the social medias, on the Instagrams, on the TikToks, on the YouTubes. Definitely subscribe and like here and follow us here to get more content. We need your help to help build this network. And you guys who have been participating and do us a favor and share, like, let everybody know where you're getting the lowdown, not only in professional wrestling, but also across all of what we consider pop culture and such here. And happy holidays, everybody.
Indeed.
And as always, check you guys in a sec. Sit, turn type, sit. Good boy. Ruff.